the back end. Interrupt me anytime you got a question. A little slideshow just gives you a frame of reference, probably everything you know, and then I'll share my desktop. And we'll get into it. I think there's like 10 slides, obviously, smartphones and tablets. And now we do PLL. I don't know if you guys have PLL or moving into it, but we're just released our PLL, permitting code enforcement. This is software that sits on your servers, and you configure it with a plug-and-play app. Well, I'll show you the back end. I'll show you the admin side. 2013, 2014, 2015, either one. You got to have at least 2013 though. Just easy to use. That's what people tell us over and over again. We've been doing this for a long time. We started building this about 4 years ago when Cityworks asked us to put Cityworks on Blackberries. So it's server-side software plus a device native side app that you download from the store. It needs a live data connection. Although it's very graceful going in and out of coverage. It doesn't bomb out, it doesn't crash, doesn't make you log back in. You just can't save your file or bring up a new record until you come back into Cell Network. But, you know, if you're adding labor and you attached a photo and you completed a task and you did this, you don't lose that in that one work order or service request. So obviously view, but create and edit. We really come out with a release every 30 to 45 days because our end users want us to do this. So we're really geared towards everything you can do in Cityworks web client server, you can do in Freeance mobile. Every once in a while we find one little knick-knack here and there that we miss, but we're probably 95, 99% there. Obviously, we hook up to a live ArcGIS map. You can edit if you want optionally. We've got a lot of additional stuff too. I mentioned the editing, but you can set this up for GPS tracking. Just north of you, Kenosha uses Freeance Mobile for snowplow tracking. You can hit any external database, I mean, billing database, IBM DB2, Oracle. Doesn't have to be Cityworks, doesn't have to be GIS. And view records from that. We've done a lot with the GPS accuracy, just because we're experts in that. A little schematic, very simple. This is, kind of the classic here. You've got a Cityworks server going out to the web, and then you've got your database and GIS. We are just another server-side layer on top of the Cityworks server. That the mobile devices hit us, then go through APIs or stored procedures to Cityworks or to the ArcGIS. Okay. Obviously, as I mentioned, we've been Cityworks partners a long time. Matter of fact, we helped them develop the APIs for the Freeance mobile. A lot of clients is a very short list. We pull up at least one a week, it seems like. Got over 1,000 field users. Something I'm pretty happy with. We did a survey. This is getting to be about a year old. But 70% of our clients report increased speed for turning over work orders service inspections. Collecting more data, 85% have better data, 95% plan to increase Freeance mobile in the field. I mean, probably half our sales come from existing clients adding more licenses. And we've got nobody who's got Freeance mobile and has it sitting on the shelf. Everybody who's purchased Freeance mobile for Cityworks uses it. I keep crossing my fingers that that's not going to happen, but, you know, everybody's got one client that doesn't work. We haven't hit it yet. But anyway, so we've had great success rate with this. Got a lot of good references and so forth. I know you keep asking, man, we just don't have anybody using Cityworks in the Chicagoland area. It's killing me. I got to make a trip up there this summer and go see Cook County and everybody else on Naperville and so forth.
Yeah.
So let me show you what we have. Have you downloaded this? Have you downloaded the app and looked at it?
No, I have not actually.
Okay. Okay, so you see a big iPad on the screen, hopefully.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm sharing a live iPad. You can't see my finger. I'll try to move the cursor to where I'm going to hit. So this is a native app. If you go to the App Store and type in come on, App Store. Freeance, you'll see Freeance Mobile for Cityworks. You can download it, and you'll actually just be able to use, actually, City of Dayton, where we're located, as a client, and their water wastewater utility uses it. That's actually the data you would see. It's sample data. You can see our releases pretty frequent here. Just a lot of, we try to keep them small, quick. Sometimes they get a little bigger. Anyway, so it is a native app. Let me go ahead and click on it. Looks the same on Androids, iPhones, iPads. It has the same use. So whatever you take out the field, it's got the same interface. There's one screen here. Let me jump back to this is, let me hit this button over here. This is a new release. We've got a new interface, so sometimes I hit the guardrails a little. This is a one-time thing. I only want to show you this because if you hit this load configure and you see that we've got different configurations, these are different profiles that you make as the administrator. Different maps, different searches, different forms. So they look different for the solid waste, to the jet cleaning crew, hydrant, flushing crew. It's not one size fits all. You can make different configurations for different user groups.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll show you that on the back end. Let me go ahead and jump into this. This is your standard Cityworks login, because when I use my username and password, all my saved searches, all my permissions, all my template, everything comes in for that user, just like back in the office. We got the ubiquitous mail inbox here. And you can even modify this. I can come over and hit this and say, well, what inboxes do I want to see? I don't want to see building inspections. I just want to see my work order. So these are just saved searches that come up for this user. So you can see, hey, which ones do I want to use?
Right.
So, I jump into that. I can plot those to a map. Obviously, I'll hit the top one here and go into this hydrant. And here I just am into a Cityworks work order. I can hide fields. I kind of show you that on the back end in a moment here. Template custom fields, universal custom fields, tasks, labor, equipment, materials, crews. Let's go ahead and I'll click on this and we'll say, hey, I've got a crew. It's my Freeance crew. I've got some stuff here, but let's go add, labor. Dates come through, time. Let's go in here and add maybe 3 hours. There we go.
Are these the fields that come in canned with the software, or do we need to configure all these from scratch, or do we have to import more current?
No, you're looking what comes out of the box.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we added labor. Materials is the same, equipment's the same, it's just your crews. So it's all there. I can come in and see this related records here. I'll go ahead and click on this. Was there a child work order that was made off this? Was there a parent inspection that was made off this? Or maybe I want to come in and create maybe a new inspection off this. And I'm into a new inspection and it's linked to this. It'll pull in specific fields you just assign to and so forth. Branching inspections, linear inspections, we're really, really good with the inspections. City of Philadelphia really helped us fine-tune the inspections. I'm just going to jump. Well, let me see. Not sure why. This one is, there we go. So there's the observations. There's only one there. This is not a thick one. We'll just go ahead and save it. Get out of here. So there's that. And there's that related work order that we built off this, so I'll jump back into that. But we also have, so we've got inspection, service request, we've also got a live map, obviously, and this is just any ArcGIS map service. We can zoom to our GPS, just like Google Maps, it'll follow us down the street. I can come in here, turn layers off and on. So a really simple map interface. I mean, we've been doing mobile GIS since 2005, and we learned real quick that guys with shovels are not GIS experts. So we keep this as simple as possible so your phone and our phone doesn't ring. I'll go ahead and click on a hydrant here because I want to maybe edit that hydrant, but probably mostly I want to maybe attach a work order to. So there's the GIS data. I can hide this fields. I can re-alias fields. I can hot link. Maybe I've got a as-built to this, but what I want to do is attach a work order, and once again, I'm just coming in here and filling out my stuff. So this should look pretty obvious to somebody that uses Cityworks. Custom fields, maybe I want to add a photo. Picture outside there, use that. You can attach as many as you want. People can go in there and delete them, add new ones. Okay, so that's kind of how it works. I didn't show you the PLL side. I didn't want to burn up a lot of daylight on that if you're not using it. But that's kind of it. It's very simple. It's complete. Pretty much, like I said, everything is there that you can do on the web, but we think it's in a nice linear fashion on any device. So how does this, if there's, maybe I can show you the back end a little bit. Yeah,
I'm a little curious to see how custom fields are configured and how to change the workflow and stuff like that.
You don't, and I'm bringing up Firefox here, you don't have a complete blank slate to work
So
with.
a lot of it can and can't be.
So this is the admin software.
Okay.
This is what you get in to modify this app.
Right.
I'm going to go down and hit the Cityworks config.
And this is again just a web app that sits on our GIS server?
Correct.
Okay.
This is the interface to the Freeance server-side software. I'm actually hitting the server-side software.
Gotcha.
So this guy over here, this goes to the same. Oops, tried to click it with a mouse. Cancel. This is going to that same server.
Got it. And it doesn't have to be standalone, you said? It could sit on our GIS server?
Or Cityworks server, either one.
Okay.
So if I hit load config here, I get those three that we just had up here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I can do is I can come in and say, hey, I want a new configuration. This is for Jet Crew. And we'll copy from the existing wastewater. That way we'll speed this up a little. So I don't have to reconfigure this. I'll just change it from here.
Right.
My database selected, and I've got a database resource. I got my Cityworks native app.
So users will have settings saved to their config, not to their actual user login?
Both. You know, they've got their Cityworks permissions, templates, all that saved to the Cityworks, but then on top of that, for this Jet Crew, I'm going to come in and say, hey, I've got a different map. The map I've got is not this water map, but it's a map service that's this. Let's see if this comes up. See if this is a live service. Yeah, okay, so now I grabbed a different map, and I want people to select sewer manholes, and we'll let them select that because they want to attach work orders to it. And what's my what's the display? I want the map type. Boy, there's not a lot in here. This isn't actually a Cityworks map service. And my Cityworks UDI field is, I'm going to say this one, object ID. And when they select this, I'm going to rename this to manhole type. So these are the attributes, and this will be maybe, a hyperlink or something. So I'm modifying how that looks when they select a manhole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I keep going through that. I would say, hey, turn on the GPS. How close does it want to zoom in? Maybe 500 feet when they click on that. I've got a geocode index. Nope. I got to have that geocode index set. Maybe this is older map server. And then the work orders. I want to come in here, and this is where I modify all my Cityworks fields. I want to hide them. I want to alias them. I want to make them required.
So if there's nothing selected, it'll just show up and it's just optional?
Yeah, correct. So, what's a classic one? We'll come in here and hide map, page, and title. So nobody uses those. Maybe hide the zip. Maybe require that they do a submit to. So, how do you handle storerooms? Do you use storerooms? Comments, these are default comments that we can add. These are universal custom fields. You can modify those. Template custom fields also come through, could be set to stuff. So you do this for all the work order service requests and inspections. How do they look? So forth. How does the map function? Then what's neat about this is, as soon as I hit apply, now I've got that jet crew. Now if I come into my device, so that's pretty neat. If somebody calls in and says, hey, I need a new search, or I need to be able to select this. Oh, it's not showing up. Let me. Okay, there it is. Oops. Here it is again. Okay, so now that same thing, if I reload the configuration, now I've got jet crew there. So it's that quick to get an app out. And we'll just go ahead and log in. And now I've got cert work orders. We'll create a new one. And there's my submit to is a required field now. Maybe I want to find Dan, D-A-N. I got a lot of filters here. So there's my Dan's. Create a child work order off that. Let's go down and let's see how that map that I think that was a map of San Diego. I hope it's an active map service. Might be down. That's kind of an old one. But that would have, it would show a different map coming up. I think that map service may be down. So that's how you make a different configuration for a different group. So that's a little bit about the front end and the back end. Oh, hey, it came up. That must be an old server. I haven't seen that in a long time. So that's kind of the demonstration there. It usually takes 30 minutes. And then there's some other stuff in here. You can do GPS collector. That's for ADL. So you can track end users, see them moving around. We'll put the map resource in here. This is just hooking up to your map. What are you hooking up to? Where is it? What's your geocode in? Here's your database. If I mention you can hook up to really any database. Here's if I got an Oracle on here, something interesting. So here's a SQL Server database, and I can actually edit SQL Server records. Search on them, bring them up, modify them, so I can make my own forms, GPS forms, and so forth. So we kind of had GIS collector before ESRI had collector. We had a mobile before ESRI did. So that's where a lot of this comes from. You can see we've been doing it a long time. ArcIMS markup. We should take that out. I don't think anyone uses ArcIMS anymore. We'd probably be safe there. So that's the back end. You get some debug tools, so forth.
Is there any AD integration with the users?
I'm sorry, what's that?
AD integration? Active Directory, sorry.
We are working on Active Directory right now. Windows Authentication Active Directory, are you talking about?
Correct.
Yeah. We did not have that in the APIs for a long time. They finally just put it in. We should have that midsummer or so. Right now you have to use file-based authentication.
Are the logins synced with our Cityworks server logins, or no? Do we need to create new ones for this app?
You need to create new ones. Are you using Windows Authentication Active?
Not for Cityworks server, no.
Okay. If you were, you'd have to, what people do is they create a duplicate one in file-based for the mobile users, and it's pretty seamless.
Okay.
So that's it. And it's, like I said, what we usually do is we'll get on, you can see it's actually pretty quick. We'll get online with you in 60 minutes. We'll have this configured for hitting your stuff.
And I know we talked about this before, but what are the costs like? Did you say it was $500 per user?
Per year.
Per user per year. Got it.
Yeah.
Does that include support and maintenance, or? Is
Yep. Absolutely. All the new releases and so forth.
Perfect. And you guys don't plan on not supporting Cityworks Server 2013? Is that true, or?
We are supporting it, and we will continue. We got a ton of people on that. I mean, a lot of times, you know, the big clients like Houston and DC and the really big clients, they take a long time to move off a server version. They're not nimble like a mid-sized municipality that just, hey, let's put in the new one and go. They're like, they got to chew on it for 18 months, and so yeah, we'll be supporting 13 for quite a while, I got a feeling.
Got it.
Heck, I don't know why we would stop it, and we're not going to stop supporting 13. It's, you know, 13 doesn't change, so our software doesn't change, so it's not supported. I think you could even fire Freeance Mobile up for 2012.1. Now, the only thing you could do is view and add comments, and there's really no APIs for that.
I was just wondering because we have moved over to server, but we still have users working in desktop as well, and so I was wondering if they kind of happen concurrently where, I mean, they all talk to the same database, so it shouldn't matter, but I was just inquiring.
Yeah, no, we're not going to stop supporting 13.
Okay. Do you have any clients that are working out of desktop and also Freeance Mobile for their mobile side?
God, I think almost everyone is. Let me find somebody, though. You looking for names and numbers and people to talk to, I bet.
Probably. I mean, whatever you have is helpful.
So you want references with 2013 desktop and server.
Correct. Yeah, somebody maybe who might be in the middle of their implementation and how that's been going.
I'm sorry, what did you just say, in the middle of their implementation?
Yeah, but that's not necessary. I mean, I can just ask Cityworks for that information, so. Not a big deal.
In the middle of their implementation from desktop to server.
Correct.
Okay. I don't know about that one. Okay. I'll get you names and numbers.
Alrighty.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I will reach out to Alec and I'll send this to him, and then he will probably have more specific questions about the process, and, you know, being the business process owner, he can give you a lot more, probably better questions.
Okay. You'll send him the recording, which I'm going to stop right now. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, correct.
Okay.